my channel, Heavenly Hypnobirthing. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. It's lovely and hot here today, sunny. I absolutely love it when it's sunny and it's warm. Just came back in from a walk with Zaina, and today I wanted to do a video today to speak about how the right mindset can change your life. Okay, absolutely change your life. And partly because I've been starting to read it. I'm reading this book from one of my favorite online entrepreneurs. She does a lot of work on money mindset, and she's called Denise Duffield Thomas, and she has a new book called The Chillpreneur, and I just started to read it. Absolutely amazing, because like this lady lives on my strategy, like what I believe. I've always believed this, and I always told myself there must be a better way, and she speaks about it like that's the way that she's living her life, and I absolutely love it. It's just basically about not stressing yourself, not making your life a living hell to make a living. Like, I absolutely never believe in, having to work. Yes, we work hard. We have to work hard. Like, at the end of the day, that's how we we can make a living. We have to work. We have to do the thing. That's why it's called work, But I also believe that we do not have to work ourselves to the bone, be stressed, be tired, be unhappy to make a living. It's seriously not what I think God created us to do, right? And her book is just about that. And so obviously I'm on the first chapter that's speaking about mindset. And so I was like, you know what? I am going to speak to you guys about mindset, because it's the same exact thing during hypnobirthing. It's all about that mindset in everything that you do. If you want to accomplish anything, it's all about what's going on in here. And I know so many times we hear mindset going around. I mean, everybody's speaking about mindset, but what does it actually mean? And it's just basically the way that you think and the way that you react to certain situations. Okay, now I've been speaking to some friends of mine who've been going through so many things in their lives, and obviously I'm like thinking like, okay, to be honest, I don't feel like I've gone through mega things in my life, and even if I do, like, I know it's all building my character, and it's all about building who I am, because I always believe that life is a test, and it all comes down to how I react to it, how I perceive it, how I perform during that test. I always believe that, and I'm not one to be competitive. I'm not competitive at all. I'm not a person like who believes that you have to win at all costs. I'm nowhere like that, but I do have very high standards for myself, and I really attribute that to my parents, my mom and my dad. Like, they've always instilled in me like I am the most important person in my life, and that's the truth. Okay, and that's not being selfish. Like, God, I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and obviously I believe that He rules everything. He's in control of my life. But the second person that I think about is me, and what do I want to do? And it has nothing to do with other people. Like, I'm not gonna do something because other people are doing it. I've always kind of had that mentality. Like, I'm a leader and not a follower, and that doesn't mean like I have to lead everybody all the time. It just means that I'm not going to follow other people because they're doing something that I don't necessarily believe in. So how this all ties back to hypnobirthing, I'm going to tell you guys. So how does this tie into hypnobirthing? You may ask yourself, okay? Mindset. Now, the whole point of it during your pregnancy is because you want to get over the fears and anxiety that you have around childbirth. You hear it all the time on television. It's mega difficult. It's going to be so painful. It's going to be, it's going to be the worst experience of your life. I did not have that experience. It was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. Then again, I only went into the active labor with during 3 hours. Zaina was out. I did have excessive bleeding. I did get loads of stitches. Those of you who listened to my hypnobirthing story, you know all about it. If you did not, I suggest you go and look for my hypnobirthing experience, right? But it all comes down to my mindset and my journaling, and the things that I put out there, the things that I prayed for, and the things that I believe was going to happen to me. I believe I was going to have a wonderful experience, and I had a wonderful experience. I believed in my heart that this is going to be the most miraculous thing that ever happened to me. I'm not going to be in labor for ages. Things are going to be good, and it absolutely happened. So over my Instagram I spoke about journaling, and obviously we'll do I'm going to do a video on journaling soon as well, but I want to speak about the mindset part of it. Like, seriously, it's all about how you condition yourself. How do you view the challenges that goes on in your life? So I'm going to bring this topic back. Like, even if you're not pregnant, and if you're not going through hypnobirthing or whatever it is, in your own life and your own challenges, like, how are you reacting to it? Are you down, depressed? Are you like blaming other people? Are you like, poor me? What is the situation? And that's where it all comes down to, okay? Because we're all gonna have challenges. We're all gonna find obstacles. As I said before, life is a test. Nobody's gonna be without testing. Nobody's gonna go on life smoothly. Nothing, no one. And I'm one of these people who I can attest. I feel like if I've had such an easy life, not because I'm rich, because I'm not rich, not because of anything, but I must say, like, I have divine health. I've always been really healthy, aside from being an asthmatic. You know, I've always like found things to come to me easily, and I think it's because of my mindset. I always believe that things are gonna come to me, and I always believe that when it's no obstacles, like it's being sent by God. That's what I feel. And therefore, on the other hand, I kind of think like when there are obstacles, then I don't necessarily think like it's not from God. I just think that it's either for me to choose, do I really want it, or if I don't want it, and if I really want it, then this is just my chance to show and to prove that I do want it when the obstacles come up and when it's difficult. But when I pray and I say something and I ask God for something and I see it comes to me quickly and easily, I'm like, yes, Lord, I know that this is from you, and I accept it and I receive it. Okay, so I think it's all about that mentality that you have. How do you view your life? Are you always like your glass is half full, or your glass is half empty? Like, what is your point of view? Are you optimistic or are you pessimistic? I personally am a very, very optimistic person. Anybody who knows me, I always like to look at the bright side. I'm never really negative. I don't like to bring up negativity. Like, it seriously drains my energy to be negative. And I know people, seriously, I've had friends, and I'm not being mean, like we're no longer friends, but I've known people who are just like the first thing that comes out of their mouth is a negative response, and I just cannot be that way. Like, for me to be negative, I have to like think about it. I don't want to think about it. I want to be positive all the time. Like, you know, your house is burning down. Oh, maybe this is a chance for you to have a new house. Like, seriously, this is the way I think about things. Yes, you've lost things. Like, yeah, this is like being on a broader spectrum, but I just mean like for every little thing in my life. I'm not saying like everything has been smooth, don't get me wrong. Things has been difficult for me as well. Like, I remember my university days, that was such a challenge because, as I said before, I set such high standards for myself, standards in general. So when I went to uni, I studied international tourism management. I remember thinking, like, if I'm going to be paying for this degree, I've got to do my best. And I had it in my mind, I'm going to graduate first class honors. And of course I did graduate with first class honors, but was it easy? No way, it was not easy. I remember I worked in the dean's office, right? Like, I'm gonna give you guys this story because it's so important. It's like a mega part of my life. I have to share with you guys. Okay, so let's speak mindset, right? This is a story that has held such a big part of my life, and it actually shows me that I'm not just all talk when comes to me saying it's about how you react to situations in your life, right? So when I was in uni, I used to work in the dean's office of social sciences. I was a social science major because I was doing international tourism management. I was working in the dean's office. I was working amongst the people who are like scheduling your degree and like tallying up your things and administration and whatever it is, right? I was working beside them, and I remember speaking to one of the ladies there, and I wanted to do Spanish, and I wanted to know if it was going towards my university degree as credits. I was told at the time, yes, that Spanish course was gonna be 3 credits towards your final grade and your final GPA and everything else, and it will be counted as a course. Okay, so I did the Spanish. It wasn't done at the university itself. It was done like in a language center or whatever it was. Anyway, so I did it and everything else. I remember being so happy. Like, I did Spanish. Don't ask me to speak about the Spanish, but I did do it and I did pass it, right? Because the thing about me is like I don't practice. So I went off. I was going to do my internship in New York City directly after, right? So that was probably like May. So I was going off to do my internship in June. So now I'm like finishing up everything, and I'm such a diligent person. I'm like going through all of my courses. I'm like, okay, making sure that everything is okay and whatever it is, right? Then I remember getting a call from the same lady who worked with me, and she was like, Zanny, I'm so sorry, like I have to apologize for this, but your Spanish is not counted towards your degree. Now this is me, like, final day of school or whatever it was. We're going off for summer break and graduation is in October, yeah? And now I'm being told that Spanish is not going towards my degree, and I'm going to New York City. Like, I can't stay in Trinidad. I was studying in Trinidad at the time. I couldn't stay in Trinidad to do the other course. I was like, what the hell am I gonna do? I was so upset, obviously, because I remember speaking to this lady about it, and maybe I don't know. Obviously, I think it was a mistake. She probably thought it was gonna go towards a degree, but it didn't, whatever it was. But I was so upset, and I think I was upset with myself. Like, why didn't we see this before? I mean, like, I think I probably cried, you know what I mean? But I remember the next day I was like, you know what, there's no way. I remember like asking her, like, okay, so if I don't do it, what's gonna happen? She's like, if you don't do another course, like, you can't graduate in October, and therefore you have to do it next year. And I'm like, no way, for one course this is not going to happen. I was flying home the next day and I was like thinking, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So obviously I kept praying, and it's like God said to me, take up the phone, because we have like an open campus in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Ring up open campus and see what courses they have offering for summer. I was like, okay. I rang them up. Luckily, like, they had like 2 days before we could register for summer courses. I was like, thank you, God. So I'm like going through all of their courses. Obviously I'm going to New York, so I cannot do a course where I have to set an exam. So I'm like, okay, can I have a course? I explained the situation to the lady. She was like really sympathetic. She's like, okay, you can do such course. There's no exam, it's just fully course program. You just have to send in your assignments and everything else, and then you just need a pass. That's all you really need. Don't need to get an A or whatever, and your GPA would still be in the 4 point something. And I was like, oh my God, yes. So I remember registering for an English course, flying off to New York City, and I had to do this course. Now, was that easy? It wasn't easy. Like, I remember again while I was in New York, now my neighbor who I was staying by, like, she was an English teacher or something, and I remember getting dressed. We're gonna go to UB40, no, Steel Pulse concert in Central Park in New York City this evening, right? A Saturday afternoon. I'm well dressed in my Bob Marley dress, high school and green earrings. I'm like well decked out, ready to go to the Steel Pulse concert. I love Steel Pulse, okay? And then lo and behold, like, I've been trying to get this lady to help me out for a couple of days now, and she's always been really busy and wasn't able to assist me with a assignment I had. This was like an essay, and I needed her to like proofread it for me before I send it in and everything else. Then, as I'm getting ready, I got the call from her. She's like, I have a couple hours this afternoon if you want to come over so we can do this essay. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to Steel Pulse concert. I'm like, can you not do this tomorrow? Like, I'm really, I have something that I was gonna go to. She's like, I'm really sorry. Like, I'm really busy, and this is the only time that I have. I had to make a choice. Do I go to Steel Pulse concert and jig up and down, or do I actually go and get my essay proofread and make sure it's perfect so I can send it in and get that off my back? I made a decision. I was like, you know what? As a teen, I wasn't a teen, probably like early 20s, but that was like one of the hardest decisions I ever made. Like, up to this day, I still regret not seeing Steel Pulse. I really regret it, right? But what was more important at the time? Was for me to get this essay done and make sure that I finish in good time, get my mark on my assignment, and graduate with first class honors. That was more important to me. And I remember calling my friend, I can't make it, I've got this thing I got to do, and I'm so sorry. I went over to my neighbor's house. She proofread the essay for me. I went back and I did it over, you know, made the edits and everything else, and sent it in. I got my marks. I think I got an A- in the course or something. I didn't even care, I just wanted to pass. I ended up getting an A-, and I ended up getting all of my marks, and I graduated first class honors for my degree. So, you know what? It's not about challenges, and this may seem like really like, oh, that's so easy for you, but at the time it was so difficult. Like, I know I haven't had any health scares, I said before to you guys. Like, I haven't had anything really major, but like, this is my benchmark of when things go really bad and things go belly up. How am I reacting to it? Am I looking for people to blame and sulking and everything else, or am I looking for a solution? So like, mindset is everything, and it's the same kind of attitude I have now in my business. Like, obviously I'm starting off with this hypnobirthing thing. I'm going through the training to become a fully hypnobirthing practitioner, and I'm really passionate about it. But is it going like smoothly as I would want it to go? No way. You know what I mean? But you know what? I show up every single day. I show up and I do what I need to do. I'm on Instagram, I'm posting, I'm being social, I'm doing my videos. I think I could help other people. I'm being vulnerable, and I'm doing what I feel called to do by God, by divine intervention, like what I'm being led to do. You know what I mean? And I felt like this story was gonna help somebody today, and it's all about your mindset. So as I said before, you don't have to be pregnant, you don't have to be going through childbirth or whatever it is. As I said before, like, the whole mindset thing is going to carry you in every single area of your life, regardless of how or when or whatever situation it is. It's all about how you are reacting to it. Life is a test, and it's all about how you perform in that test. That's how you're going to get the results. That's how you're going to get the outcome that you want. It's all about how you are going to interpret it and how you're going to go forward with that. You know what I mean? So let's just say with mindset, like you can change your mindset from one of doubt, one of fear. Like we're always gonna have fear, and we're always gonna have doubt. Like every single entrepreneur, down to the biggest millionaire, Jeff Bezos, whoever you speak with, they all had doubts, they all had fears. And what made the difference between them and other people? They did not give up. They kept going, even when things went rough, when things were looking like they weren't gonna be, succeed or be victorious. They never stopped. They never considered themselves a failure. Like I never consider myself a failure. I may make mistakes, but I never fail. I always win. And that's the attitude that you need to have in life. Like you can make mistakes, you can mess up, you can do things 1,000 times bad, but as long as you keep going and you keep never giving up, that's when you're going to see the results. And that's what I wanted to say to you guys today. Like if you have that right mindset, like you're always going to be winning as long as you keep trying. What's that saying? Like nothing beats a failure but a trial, or something like that. I may have it wrong, but like that is what is most important. Like you keep trying until you win at what you want to do. Like nobody woke up and just be good at YouTube videos or be good on Instagram or be good at whatever. They kept doing it, they kept going at it. Whatever it is that your dream is or your goal is, like it's never going to be that easy. Like if I'm going to bring it back to hypnobirthing. Like your goal is to have a wonderful birthing experience. You want to get over your fear and your anxieties when it comes to pregnancy and childbirth. You have to keep working at it. And I'm going to be doing a video when it comes to hypnobirthing journaling, because this is what I want to specialize in very much so, because I so believe in journaling and putting your heart on paper and like just speaking things in existence and combating these fears that we have running around in our minds that's just tearing us apart internally. Okay, you can tell like I'm so passionate about mindset. Like I know I'm gonna have to think about another word for mindset, because I think we throw this thing around so much and people hear mindset and they're like where, which is how I used to be before. But it's just all about you training your mind to think another way. You don't want to be thinking like everybody else, like oh my gosh, I'm wallowing in this right now, like poor me, what's happening, everybody's living a good life but everything bad is happening to me. Like you do not want to have that kind of attitude. You want to have the attitude of you know what, this is just a test for me, and it's all about how I come out at the end. It's all about how I perceive it, whatever I learned. And one thing I always say to myself, I don't want to go through a situation and never learn from it. I never want to be going through the same situation every single time and just going around in like a hamster wheel and never learning. Like what's most important to me is like I go through a challenge and I come out and I'm better for it. I've learned and I can pick up myself, and I know that the next time around it's that same situation is not going to stumble me over. It's another one. All right, so I think if you have that mentality of growth and that mentality of never giving up, like you're gonna get so far in life. Like seriously guys, if you have a goal and you have a dream and you feel like it's not being realized, just keep going back to this mindset. Never give up. Like you may have to put it on your phone or whatever it is. Never settle, never give up. You can win. And at the end of the day, you do not have to be the best at everything. All you have to do is just do it. Just get involved, just contribute. And that's another thing I got from Denise's book, which is mega. I have it written down on my own paper upstairs that's gonna be stuck on my wall when I wake up. Like I do not have to be the best or the expert in my field. All I have to do is contribute. I have to give what I have, and that's what's most important to me. And therefore there's not that big weight on my chest like, oh my gosh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not this enough, because you know what, I don't need to be enough. All I need to do is show up. All I need to do is shoot this video to whoever needs to hear it. I don't need to be the best and the big guru and speak about mega things or whatever it is. I just need to contribute my own perspective and my own views on a particular topic, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And it's the same thing for you. Whatever your goal is, whatever your desire is, just contribute. Just do something. You don't have to be the best. I mean, probably 5 years, 10 years from now, if you keep going at it, you will be the best, because it's been shown and been proven by experts that if you spend 1 hour a day, every single day, I think for probably 5 years or even a year, you can become an expert. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's 1 hour a day for 5 years or maybe 1 year, look it up, you will become an expert in that field. 1 hour per day. If you be diligent at it, you can be an expert in that field. think about it. You just contributed every single day, and then eventually you become an expert. You're not gonna wake up today and be like, okay, I'm gonna start this for my life, and then tomorrow you're an expert. It doesn't happen that way. So mindset, guys, mindset is everything. And I want to tie this back into hypnobirthing to let you know that you can get over your fears and your anxiety that you have around pregnancy and childbirth and all the things that's going through your mind about your pregnancy and this new journey that you're going on. It doesn't have to be worrying. It doesn't have to be challenging. It could be a wonderful experience that you have, one that's filled with hope and faith and anticipation and joy, and it can be the best time of your life, honestly. And it's all because you've worked on that mindset. You've gone through the fairs. Oh, Zaina's just waking up. So, and you've done what you needed to do to become a better person and handle this situation in a better way. All right. So as a mommy, Zaina's just waking, so I'm just gonna shut off on this video. And I know I've said all that I needed to say to you guys today. So thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to comment, like this video, share it with somebody who needs to hear it, and subscribe to my channel to hear much more videos that I have to shoot for you guys as well. I want to also expand and go a bit more into a lot of the mindset piece of things and not just about hypnobirthing. But join me, and my next video I'm going to do is hypnobirthing journaling, because I think that's going to be mega. Alright guys, so thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful day and see you guys next video.